4 lively rounds in the books. A look at downtown Johannesburg, or Gauteng, as it's called in the new South Africa. Large city. And a city in dramatic transition, as is the entire nation.
That's all he has. Now you're going to get him. That's all he has. He's not going to bring in anything else. He can't bring anything else. He doesn't have anything else.
Carlos, vas a seguir presionándolo con tu guardia arriba. No me la bajes. Manténla arriba.
Roberto.
Está usando velocidad.
Carlos, que no se acomode, Carlos. Que no se acomode nomás, Carlos.
Mueve tu tronco.
Contreras is thinking after his second spoke to him, what else is there he can hit me with?
Round 5, Contreras walks almost all the way across the ring to try to get close to Legionela Ledwaba. Ledwaba has provided an early boxing lesson to game and willing Carlos Contreras, and now Contreras, if he's going to take advice from George Foreman, will try to get closer and make it more of a fight.
Yeah, you got to get close and stay there. Find a position where this guy misses you at and stop going up and down out of it. Stay there.
Ledwaba is now making him pay for trying to get inside with his excellent movement.
He gets in close and doesn't do anything. You got to get close and hit it.
And Ledwaba is so accurate from range. Uppercut, right cross, left hook mixed in. Brilliant combinations from Ledwaba.
This kid can fight anywhere, anybody, in any featherweight division on the planet.
Right.
I can't say, however, that we have seen his Roberto Duran hands of stone, the moniker he has adopted from the great lightweight.
Yeah, catchy nickname, huh?
Contreras calls himself Ferris, which is a small, ferocious dog, and he is a small, ferocious dog. Dog in the best sense of the term. Dogged.
Now Contreras is starting to step up his mauling and staying close, brawling. That's the way you got to do it. It doesn't look pretty, but you keep this guy hands to himself. Right. Doing a good job. Just push him around, take him to the ropes.
Almost every seat filled now in this 5,000 seat arena as the clock nears 5 o'clock in the morning here in South Africa.
The thing about good boxers, they have to coast after they've thrown so many punches. That's what Ledwaba is doing now. He's coasting. You don't want to coast and give your opponent courage.
Hasim Rahman, with an early wake-up call, begins to warm up in the locker room for his first chance at the heavyweight championship of the world. And somewhere down the hall, Lennox Lewis likewise preparing for the defense.
Más por adentro,
He's got to get inside. You got to throw a lot of punches, but inside, up close.
Lo vas acomodando las cuerdas.
Yeah, bring him up to the ropes and hit him.
No te avientes.
Don't get over excited.
Y le vas soltando.
You just
Si lo riconarlo en las cuerdas y lo sueltas.
Ledwaba just seems to be able to pinpoint his shots from any angle. Very difficult guy to stop offensively.
Well, particularly since by CompuBox numbers, through 5 rounds, Ledwaba has thrown 345 punches and landed 172 of them. So he's averaging 70 punches around and landing half of them. It's awfully hard to mount a counterattack against somebody who's that accurate and that prolific.
Contreras is doing an excellent job of getting back into the fight. His opponent, Ledwaba, has an arsenal just waiting.
There's that uppercut again. You saw Contreras' head pop back as Ledwaba landed the right to the chin. And there's the right cross.
I think he did more damage that time than Ledwaba did, and just didn't take advantage of it. Some fighters are just not looking for knockouts, no matter what.
We're not going to see a one-punch knockout, but a TKO from accumulated punishment is certainly not out of the question if he continues to land right crosses and right uppercuts the way he has.
Pernell Whitaker would hit you and knock your head right back, stand you still, and still move and box you. Just was not looking for a knockout.
Pernell Whitaker about to fight again, I believe, next weekend in State Line, Nevada.
Whoa.
Fighting at 154 pounds instead of the welterweight class where last he appeared. Now Contreras launches a 3-punch combination.
Now, Contreras lands a good right hand. What you want the boxer to do. He's tired of being attacked, so he start acting like the brawler, puts his head out in front of you, and you jab him. And if you stay on a boxer long enough, he will fight you, if he has it in him. Right.
Jab, jab, left hook, 2 right crosses in a row. When Ledwaba decides to attack, he throws a lot of punches all at once. Uppercut, right cross. Brilliant stuff again from Lucianolo Ledwaba of South Africa.
That's a good round. That's a good round. Okay? Yeah. The only thing what you meet. If you one
That's a good thing. You're boxing him nicely. Don't stand in front of him. Once you punch, step out of the way.
Cabecear y adentro.
You got to move your head and get inside.
Cabecear y entrar.
You got to move that head and make sure bob and weave and get in.
No boxeas a la distancia.
Is Ledwaba throwing 2 sharp right hands. Now, didn't have everything in it, but very effective. Not loading up on his punches yet, but judging by that last round, he'll be looking for a stoppage sometimes in the second half of this fight.
Contreras threw 89 punches in the 6th round, by far his most active round so far. Ledwaba threw 81 of his own and landed 39. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, I still got it a shutout. 6-0, 60-54, Legianolo Ledwaba. Jim, I got to tell you, he's just outworking him. Carlos Contreras probably came close to winning a round in the 6th, but there again, he just got outworked. Ledwaba gets inside, lands the harder, better shots, lands the combinations, and that's what's catching the judges' eyes. So Ledwaba based on clean punching and harder punching.
Thank you, Harold, and my compliments to you, Harold. because you pointed out to me all this week that everybody calls him Lelo Ledwaba, and I said, well, he says Lejanolo, and you're doing it, and I really appreciate that, Harold.
You know, Contreras' nose is swollen pretty bad, and I can hear him from ringside trying to get a deep breath.
Snorting.
Yeah, and he's having some trouble breathing. Corner's going to be trying to take a look at this.
And of course, remember, we are at mile-high altitude. Juarez has some altitude, but I don't think it's anywhere close to 5,700 feet. So the second half of the fight could present some more advantages for Ledwaba.
Ledwaba corner told him, don't stand in front of this man after you've thrown your combination. He keeps making that same mistake. After he throws 2 or 3 shots, does not move left or right. He stands there. So Contreras has an outside chance of getting in a lucky shot.
Is he admiring his work, George?
Nah, you can do that and cause a lot of trouble for yourself. Don't admire your work. Do what you got to do.
Big right hand by Ledwaba. Left hook behind it. Seizes the initiative again. Contreras lands a right and comes back with a right to the body.
If you've made it into this ring from Soweto and from one of the poor areas of Juarez, you're tough. And both of these guys, along with their skills, are tough little men. Little big giants.
Talk about tough. Contreras, of course, is good friend and stablemate of the rapidly becoming legendary Quirino Garcia, who was so poor that for a period of time he literally lived in a cardboard box in Juarez, who lost 20 consecutive fights at one point in his career and now has become a contender, ranked 5th by one governing body in the 154-pound class. What a resilient story that is.
You see that same doggedness in Contreras, despite the fact that he was outgunned.
And we talked about altitude. Johannesburg at 5,740 feet. So many star fighters in recent years have trained at Big Bear in California, looking for an altitude advantage up at 6,770 feet. Lennox Lewis trained for this fight for the most part in Las Vegas before coming here 12 days ago. Las Vegas at a little over 2,000 feet, and previously Lewis has trained in the Poconos, where the altitude is only about 1,300 feet. Lennox says, I'm fine, it won't be a problem in the fight.
Here's that Ledwaba right hand again. That time he got himself into it, looking to do some serious damage now.
And Contreras, as he got caught right on the nose, and George talked about how Contreras' nose has swollen and he seems to be having a little trouble gathering his breath sometimes. You saw him flinching as he took that shot.
This is a methodical beating he's taking, because a lot of those Ledwaba punches are going to the body as he was supposed to. It's not like Contreras is going to get any stronger now. He better pour it on and pour it on good right now.
Ledwaba has been brilliantly accurate throughout the fight. By CompuBox numbers, round 7 was his most accurate yet, landing 40 of 69. That's 58%. Telephone pole jab for Ledwaba, straight in the face of Contreras. Big left hook.
You think that Ledwaba sees that nose, George, and wants to put more emphasis on his punches there?
He's doing a good job. He goes up with the uppercut, the right uppercut. Then he comes right down on top of that nose. So maybe he shouldn't concentrate on it so much, because if he hasn't been stopped now, it's not going to happen. I mean, the nose part of it anyway. You're going to have to hit him with some good shots everywhere. There's that left hook to the body again by Ledwaba.
Carlos Contreras taking a tattooing and not backing off at all.
Contreras got nothing to be ashamed of. If he can just get in a good exchange, put some power on that left hook, he may be able to drop the Waba. Never give up in a fight. Never give up.
Well, George, you never gave up, and you had the power to back it up. I'm not sure that this guy does.
You got to do like you're playing baseball and just throw your whole body like Floyd Patterson would do. He would just dive in.
Swing hard in case you hit something.
Well, as round 8 winds down, Lejanolo Ledwaba continues to apply punishment to the very game Carlos Contreras. Ledwaba defending his version of the 122-pound title and doing so with brilliant efficiency so far. Meanwhile, both participants in the heavyweight championship battle upcoming expressed regret that ticket prices are so high in this 5,000-seat arena that for average South Africans there is no access to this fight, literally no chance for them to buy tickets the way they're priced. Some had hoped Mandela would come. He tells why he didn't.
In Lennox Lewis and Hassan Rahman, we have 2 top boxers which are going to put our country on the map. And it is therefore a clash which every patriotic South African should welcome and support. And I regret that I will not be able to take my seat at the ringside.
He explained to us that a twice postponed diplomatic meeting was scheduled for this night long time ago, and that he just couldn't postpone it again. And that's why he can't attend.
Larry, I mentioned at the beginning that you interviewed him in the other nation, the neighboring nation of Mozambique. Why there? Why not here?
Well, he has a home there. He is married now to the former wife of the late president of Mozambique. He has homes there, here, and down in Cape Town.
Here being Soweto, right? Does he also have a home in Soweto?
He has a home in Soweto, which is a sort of a museum.
Big left hook by Ledwaba.
What a good left hook.
Pretty sharp in the 9th round, huh, George?
That's a sharp left hook, and you don't see those in the 9th round in that weight class.
Right hand lead, left hook behind the ear. More outstanding stuff from Lejanolo Ledwaba. And the crowd comes to life as they watch the South African star performing at the peak of his game. You're in a prize fight, and you're concentrating on your own interest in trying to find a way to win. Is there ever a moment when you have a sensation to say, wow, this guy in front of me is really good. I haven't seen anybody this good before.
You say that a lot if you're going to be a champion. Too much, by the way.
Retaping of Carlos Contreras' glove in the corner, because I'm just thinking Contreras has to be amazed at the technical brilliance of the fighter in front of him.
Well, and he has sparred a lot with Barrera and Morales. So he's seen some pretty good fighters opposite him.
He also sparred with the Prince.
Yep. Sparred with the Prince in preparation for Naz's fight with Barrera.
And the Prince is the hardest hitter in that weight class, I can tell you that.
For sure. But according to what they told us, in the meeting anyway, his manager promoter, a gentleman named Osvaldo Coupe, said that the 2 fellas he sent to spar with Prince Nassim both came back and said he's going to lose.
Because he was hurt and injured in training.
That's right. They said that he was injured throughout training and often had ice packs on his shoulders as his hand.
I think the referee better start looking in, because it's not going to get any better for Contreras now.
He's taking a beating. And we're reaching the point where a chance for Contreras to win the fight is a remote possibility at best.
This is a classic performance by a classy fighter, boxer, puncher, wore down a really tough guy in the first half of the fight and is now moving in to close the show.
Hold on. That's what your corner should tell you. Hold him. Ooh, now the jab to the body by Ledwaba.
Is there anything he doesn't do?
Contreras has got the heart. He's got heart. And a good left jab back.
3 rounds to go as a weary Carlos Contreras makes his way back to the corner amid cheering for Ledwaba.
Come on, take some water in. Let's rinse out the mouthpiece. We need the mouthpiece to rinse out. Get close to him.
Take a look at the top junior featherweights in the world. Marco Antonio Barrera says he's going back down from 26 to 22. Clarence Bones Adams and Ledwaba. One thing we saw when Barrera fought Hamed, for elite fighters, those few pounds don't mean a whole lot.
Bones Adams throws a lot of punches. A fight between him and Ledwaba would be a wild affair with a lot of leather being landed. Barrera is a little bit more measured in his output.
You know, Ledwaba opened up with a left sort of an uppercut. That is rare.
Yeah, that hooker cut, as I call it.
And he had this Contreras head standing right up there.
Harold, how you got it through 9? Is it still a shutout?
Absolutely, Jim. 90-81, 9 rounds to nothing. Lejanolo Ledwaba. Jim, I got to agree with the two-time heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman, when he said in the 9th round that Sam Williams better watch this fight very closely because Contreras has taken a beating. In round 9, he was staggered twice, grabbed just like he grabbed now when he got hit with a good shot. And I'll tell you, he's been taking an awful lot of punches. I think this one's close to getting stopped. Ledwaba, 9-0 based on clean, hard punching.
And you following a guy around who's pot shotting on you. You just can't follow him around and not throw punches. You got to just hit something. Like what he said, throw hard in case you hit something.
Well, Contreras lands a left hook upstairs after landing only 4 punches by CompuBox numbers in the last round. And Ledwaba, as George points out, just hot-shotting. So accurate.
Rocky Marciano would follow you around and be swollen in the same fashion, but by the 10th round, 8th or 10th round, he'd already hammered your forearms down.
Yeah, Rocky Marciano had bone-crushing power.
Yeah, and he didn't aim them to the head all the time. He just beat you on your elbows and your forearms. And we haven't seen Contreras do any of that. If you're going to follow him around, hit something.
Well, Contreras, for the most part, has been too busy getting hit.
The crowd senses that Ledwaba is coasting a little bit in this round and trying to urge him on. Maybe Ledwaba has just decided that Contreras is too tough and he's not going to try to knock him out.
After you throw some of those hard shots like that, you got to go back for some oxygen.
Ledwaba stumbling away from a Contreras right hand. Contreras now thinking, aha, I've got him right where I want him.
Now all what you need is to go back to the basic hug, right? Use the Steve jab. Use the Steve jab.
Use the Steve jab. Get back to the basics.
Nice.
Put what on his head? Put what on his head, Pat? Water on the head.
Okay, right.
Está cayendo solo, Carlos.
He's falling down. You got him now.
And they called them the championship rounds. Round 11 of a scheduled 12 in a one-sided fight so far between Lejanolo Ledwaba of South Africa and Carlos Contreras of Juarez, Mexico. Contreras has taken a long trip from Mexico to absorb a consistent beating through the first 10 rounds by Ledwaba.
And the tape is starting to come loose again on Contreras' hand.
Sam Williams not taking note of it yet.
Sometimes they like to just move the fight on. If it's not going to get any better, don't keep delaying the fight.
And the inevitable in this case.
Straight.
Contreras landing a left hook. Trying to get at Ledwaba's body.
Straight.
Well, watching a really tough, rugged Mexican fighter with a 17-4 record stay in there with Ledwaba this long, it makes you wonder, well, how well would he do against one of the top guys?
Well, what do you think a Barrera Ledwaba fight would look like, Larry?
This only more so.
I'm sorry, George.
I forgot.
Something about top guys.
It's a good fight. Sometimes you have a guy on the hook and you let him off the hook, your audience can lose interest in you. I want to see you do what you're supposed to do. Ledwaba's not doing as much. He's coasting for the 12th round. That's what he's doing. Saving it for the 12th.
And of course, in this situation, you've had a chance to watch Ledwaba throwing 80, sometimes 90 punches per round. Would he be able to do that with Barrera in front of him, landing his patented left hook to the body? Probably not. Would he even try to? Probably not.
I think you guys are being paid by, what's his name, Barrera?
He's a pretty good fighter, George.
Yeah,
but he's the name in this division, along with the fighter that Larry told you about, Bones Adams. If you're looking for guys at 122 that Ledwaba can make a big paycheck against. And you're the one who always points out to me it's prize fighting. It's time to make a big paycheck.
Ledwaba's starting to lay around now. When you lay around like that, anything can happen. Put your head out there. Contreras has got heart. He's got some power. He can hurt you. Oh, that body shot. Right to the body. Hurt. Ledwaba. Has that left hook.
Might be Contreras' only round.
He calls himself the Lion since he's been here in Africa. Lennox the Lion Lewis dancing in his dressing room and preparing to enter the ring. We mentioned earlier Hasim Rahman getting ready for his first World Championship fight. This will be Lennox Lewis's 15th World Heavyweight Championship battle appearance. And of course, behind him, trainer Emmanuel Stewart. Countless title fights in various weight classes. That's an experienced group.
Last round. Let's go now. You got to throw it all. It's not.
Carlos Contreras continuing his game effort by CompuBox numbers through 99 punches in round 11. Ledwaba only throwing 57. So round 11 by far the most active round in the fight from Carlos Contreras, and maybe the altitude didn't bother him at all.